Welcome to one of my self reflection episodes on the Healing Train podcast with Rania. I like sharing some thoughts with you in my self reflection episodes where I just speak to you about what's on my heart, what's on my mind, just a heart to heart conversation. I'm going to begin this episode by sharing with you a reel that I came across. This reel on Instagram that showed up in my feed, I don't believe was a coincidence whatsoever because it sparked something within me, triggered me a little bit. And the title struck me by itself, but then when I started listening to it, it was like, oh my God. The title is How to Tell Who Was Toxic in the Relationship. Now, as you most know, I love talking about toxic relationships, not because I actually love it, but that's kind of ended up being my specialty. And this account is an AI account. It says Unk Got Game. So if you want to follow it, feel free. And I'm giving full credit to what I'm about to say to you here because that's how it showed up on my feed. And it goes like this: When a couple breaks up, don't listen to both sides. Just watch the aftermath. It will expose everything. One person goes quiet, hits the gym, upgrades their life, sharpens their mind. The other can't stand the silence and jumps straight into another relationship. The glow up tells you who took accountability. The rebound tells you who needed a distraction. Growth looks lonely at first. Replacement looks crowded. Pain that's processed builds power. Pain that's avoided looks for company. See, real healing is boring. No applause, no audience, no shortcuts, just discipline. Showing up every day when nobody's watching. Watch who raises their standards instead of lowering them. Watch who becomes harder to access, not easier to replace. Watch actions, not explanation. Healing doesn't rush. Insecurity does. The quiet one, they're not healed yet. They're rebuilding. They're sitting alone with uncomfortable thoughts, facing patterns they ignored, owning mistakes they used to defend. That's not weakness. That's courage because most people would rather replace a person than confront themselves. See, loneliness is a mirror, and not everyone likes what they see. Some people can't sit in silence because silence asks questions that they don't want to answer. So they fill the space with bodies, with noise, with attention. But attention doesn't heal you, it distracts you. Growth, on the other hand, compounds. That person who disappeared, they're learning how to be alone without feeling empty, how to enjoy peace without needing validation, how to build a life that doesn't collapse when someone leaves. That's dangerous in a good way. Once someone learns how to stand alone, they stop tolerating anything that costs them their self respect. Here's the part nobody tells you: rebounds aren't about love, they're about relief. Eventually, the same patterns resurface, the same arguments, the same emptiness, just with a different face. Meanwhile, the person who chose growth, they're upgrading internally. New habits, new boundaries, new standards. You start asking better questions. Does this person add clarity or chaos? Do they respect my time or just want my attention? Do they elevate my life or just fill space? That's when the shift happens. You stop confusing excitement with connection. You stop mistaking attachment for loyalty. They understand that being alone is cheaper than being with someone who drains you. They understand that peace is expensive. If you ever want to know who really lost the breakup, don't ask, don't speculate, don't listen to stories. Just wait. And this was what came across on my feed today as I was scrolling a little bit. Okay, confession time. I was doing a little scrolling. And it's interesting that when I heard that, I actually listened to it twice, two times back to back. And it made me think about my history with my relationships. I looked at myself and what I did after each relationship. Of course, I've been on a healing journey and I've not kept that a secret, and I've shared so many of my stories on this podcast in so many of the episodes with different guests based on the subject. But mainly when we talk about relationships and getting stuck in toxic relationships, I've admitted that it took me a few times to stop the toxic pattern, let's call it. And that's when I really began my healing journey, when I began doing the inner work, when I began to sit in that uncomfortable feeling, to understand, why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep ending up with people who hurt me, who don't value me, who aren't emotionally available, or who aren't emotionally mature, or who aren't compatible, or who just told me what I wanted to hear and I fell for it? Maybe because I was just desperate to be loved, to be accepted, to feel validated. And all of that came down to one thing, that I needed to learn to love myself as I am, to accept myself for who I am, to feel complete on my own, to know that I don't need a partner to feel whole. I'm not waiting for my second half because there is no second to me. I am whole on my own. Choosing to be in a relationship or not now means so different to me. I no longer want the things that I once wanted, and that's okay. I grew, I changed, and in my healing, I realized, why do I keep lowering my standards? Why do I keep settling for less than what I deserve? Why do I keep accepting the crumbs that are given to me? Why do I fall for those who actually need me more than I needed them? And that's quite the realization. It was quite the realization, and I've been realizing it as I've been writing my book, which will be released hopefully soon, working on this project. So, actually, I've been working on that project for quite some time now, and I've discussed it a few times. And it's coming along very well. It's almost nearing the end. And last night, for some reason, I decided to open it up and read what I had written in a few specific chapters that are related to relationships and my patterns. And I ended up, I don't want to say having a moment, maybe it was, I don't know. But it was a moment where I was like, oh my God, I just wanted to hug that little version of me, the younger version of me, who allowed herself to get so humiliated at times, who was heartbroken, who chose to believe in people's goodness every single time and give them the benefit of the doubt. While I don't claim that I stopped doing that, I still do want to see the best in people. I still do give the benefit of the doubt. But there's something in me that changed. I'm able to see things so much clearly now than I ever have. Call it the experience, call it the being broken into pieces and now being put back together, a new version of me. Call it the spiritual path journey that I've been on. Call it the self discovery. Call it the awakening. Call it whatever you want to call it. This is me now, seeing things clearly, knowing that if I'm choosing to be single on my own, focusing on myself, taking care of my well being, focusing on my business, my podcasting, whatever project it is I'm doing at the time, focusing on my friendships, the quality friendships that I have, focusing on spending time with those I love and care about, And if a relationship is taking a back seat right now, it's not out of fear, it's not out of having a complex from relationships or lack of trust. It's a choice. I choose me. I choose to make me first. Maybe Mr. Right is out there for me. I don't know. But I do know that when it is the right time, when it is the right person, they'll show up in my world. And maybe it will not happen. And I'm totally okay with that as well. I don't feel I'm missing anything. I don't feel that I need anything or want anything. I'm at peace. I'm at peace with everything that happened. I'm at peace with every relationship that I've been through, every pain, every heartbreak, every disappointment. I had a role to play in it, with my unrealistic expectations, with my fantasy and my dream world, with my trauma, with my unhealed self when I entered every single one of those relationships. Now there is a healed me. And this is why I don't enter in those relationships anymore. This is why before I even step foot into anything, I observe, I listen, and I see how it feels in my body. Is it unsettling? Are there doubts? Are there little tiny red flags? I pay attention. I'm not desperate. I don't need to be with someone. I'd like to have someone as my partner to go through this journey in life with me. And like I said, I'm happy on my own. But if he's out there, he'll find me. And with this, I end this very heart-to-heart, vulnerable talk, self-reflection, whatever you want to call it, with you. For my audience, my listeners, for those who are following me, for those who are wishing me well, for those who are supporting me, for those who are on the sideline clapping and saying, Rania, you're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Thank you to each one of you. And until next episode, keep on healing you.
This show is proudly sponsored by Say It Out Loud GG, led by the inspiring Judith Diaz, an avid change maker and passionate advocate for speaking up and raising awareness. The Healing Train podcast is honored to have her support.